Hello, everybody. Idre here. This is going to be a sort of long, but I'm going to try to keep it concise video of my top 100 Radiohead songs. Let's start off with number 100, Molasses from the Street Spirit EP, sort of, but it's really a single. One of the more interesting ones on there. I do quite like what I heard on this song. I think it was a nice little strange tune for them, but it lands coming at number 100. Coming in at 99 is I Promise from the OK Not OK little thing they put out. But this song is from the OK Computer era and the Benz era, depending on where you want to, pinpoint it. But I'm surprised this song didn't end up on an album considering how well put together it is. Coming in at 98 is Wolf at the Door, the closer to their 2003 album, Hail to the Thief. I've never been too crazy for this album, but I do really appreciate this song as being one of the more dark and eerie closers they've had. Coming in at 97 is Morning Bell from Amnesiac. I do prefer the Kid A version, but this version is a nice breather on one of their more chaotic albums. Coming in at 96 is Electioneering from OK Computer. This is personally my least favorite song off of OK Computer for the most part. I still enjoy it though. It's a good rockin' tune that would have, and honestly so strange that it wouldn't really fit on any of their albums. But coming in at 95 is Faust Arp from In Rainbows. I have some mixed feelings about this song. I think that it's sort of the odd one out on the album, but it's still a very well put together folky piece. And I really do quite like the Johnny and Tom's guitar work on this song. Coming in at 94 is Morning Mr. Magpie from The King of Limbs. The King of Limbs is definitely really a polarizing album with some people really enjoying it, other people not so much enjoying it, and that's understandable. But this one of their more chaotic, one of their more experimental songs. I do quite like this song quite a bit. Coming in at 93 is Spectre, the one that they made for the movie that got rejected because they said it was too sad, which leaves me wondering, why did the James Bond people even ask Radiohead to make a song for them in the first place? But let's move on. Coming in at 92 is Desert Island Disc from their most recent LP, A Moon-Shaped Pool. I think, even though I quite enjoy this album a lot, it's on my top 5. Some of these songs don't rank as high because they don't work together when they're pulled separately outside of the album, but all together they work fantastic. Coming in at 91 is Lurgy from their debut album, Pablo Honey. There is going to be quite a few songs from Pablo Honey on here, despite it being their most typical 90s sounding album. Lurgy is one of those songs that really does stand out to me of actually being a really well put together, beautiful track, and I think it's actually aged better than a lot of other songs from this era. Rounding off the bottom 10 and 90, A Punch Up at the Wedding from Hail to the Thief. I really do like the more synthetic sounding drums here, and Colin's bass, man. Colin's bass really kicks real hard here. I love this song. Coming in at 89, Fitter Happier. This may not even appear on some people's lists, but there's just something so off-putting about this song that lands it here at 89, which is funny because I did put it above Electioneering, which is a more complete-sounding song, but this is such a mood setter to the album that it had to have a spot on here. Coming in at 88 is Hunting Bears, much like Fitter Happier. This isn't really a structured, complete song. This is more just a strange interlude. But it contributes so much to the vibe of the album that it's hard for me to put it any lower. Coming in at 87 is Sit Down, Stand Up from Hail to the Thief, one of the most epic sounding songs on the album by far. Not much else to say here. Coming in at 86 is Stop Whispering, also from their debut, Pablo Honey. I actually do prefer the music video version with the strings added. I think that's the US version. But overall, it's a really solid track. I kind of hope that at some point they look back and revisit this. Coming in at 85 is The Numbers, also from A Moon-Shaped Pool. This kind of follows the same thing as Desert Island Disc. I quite like the song. It feels a little off when you don't have the rest of the album to compare it to. but it's still a good, solid track. Obviously, it's on this list. Coming in at 84, Separator from The King of Limbs. One of the more accessible songs off The King of Limbs, but that's even pushing it. There's something about the energy of this song, the very somber tone, which really strikes a chord with me. Coming in at 83 is I Can't from Pablo Honey. Well, the chorus hasn't aged too well. The very beginning intro guitar and the verses, to me, are some of Radiohead's best early work. Coming in at 82 is Mixomatosis. Great fuzzy bass here. Great song to see live. I was lucky to see this song live. Great performance from everybody in the band here. Coming in at 81 is Feral, the song from The King of Limbs that honestly gives me a little bit of Idiotech vibes due to that little synth. But the raging percussion on this song is just orgasmic. I love this thing. Rounding off here at number 80, Tree Fingers. This kind of follows suit with Fitter Happier and Hunting Bears. The song doesn't necessarily have to be structured to be good. It's a really good mood setter, and I think Kid A would feel incomplete without it. Coming in at 79 is 2 plus 2 equals 5. This is really low for some people, but the whole album as a whole, I rank lower than most people. That being said, still a killer opener track, no matter how you look at it. Coming in at 78 is I Am Citizen Insane. This is a song that really didn't hit me until not too long ago. I really didn't care much for it at all until recently. This is from the Comlag little thing they put out in 2004. A great instrumental track, good little electronic tune. I love this thing. Coming in at 77 is Lozenge of Love from My Iron Lung EP. A great acoustic track. Very kind of, a lot of good finger picking here. Solid track that's very slept on by the Radiohead fan base. Coming in at 76 is Man of War. Much like I promised, this really didn't get an official release until OK Not OK in 2017, but dates back to the OK Computer era and would have fit perfectly on that album. Coming in at 75, Banana Co., a Ben's B-side. I forgot which one this is actually from exactly, but either way, Banana Co. is a really well put together little tune. I wouldn't say it's like a magnum opus, but it's enough to land it relatively a decent spot on this list. But coming in at 94 is Anyone Can Play Guitar from Pablo Honey. A song that gets a lot of hate, gets a lot of criticism, mainly for the MTV Beach House performance. But the core of this song is actually really well put together. I like the messy intro. I like the verses. The choruses haven't aged too well, but the rest of the song still, to me, is pretty well done. Coming in at 73, Little by Little from The King of Limbs. The opening little sitar, or at least I hope it's a sitar, with the little driving bass line. This song, you can't deny this thing has some great groove. Coming in at 72, Glass Eyes from A Moon-Shaped Pool. Same thing for all the other A Moon-Shaped Pool tracks, but great piano work. Really touching song. I really do like this song. Coming in at 71 is Poke Pole Revolving Doors from Amnesiac. This song often gets ranked as the worst from Amnesiac, or one of the worst, but I quite like it. I quite like the really abstract beat and rhythm behind this thing, even if that's really all the song has to give. And coming in at number 70 is Dex Dark. I don't really need to talk much more about some of these random ones off of Moon-Shaped Pool, because I have a lot of the same feelings for them. Coming in, we're starting to get closer to the middle. 69, The Daily Mail. This is sort of a B-side, I can't remember if it's a single or a B-side from the King of Limbs era, but this is a great little piano song by Tom, which I really wish would have gotten a more public release. I really do dig this track quite a bit. Coming in at 68, Blowout from Pablo Honey. Another solid jam session for theirs. Great song to see live. Coming in at 67 is There from Hail to the Thief. 66 is Go to Sleep from Hail to the Thief. Really, my two of my favorite songs on this album, not gonna lie. Despite it being low, I do think that they are some of the highlights on Hail to the Thief. Coming in at 65 is The Tourist, the closer to OK Computer. Unfortunately, I don't think this song is as great as some of the other tracks, but needless to say, it's a good closer to a great album. Coming in at 64 is the lowest one on the bends, Sulk. Despite the phenomenal vocal performance, I do think that the song does come off a bit more corny as time goes on. Morning Bell, Kid A, coming in at 63. This is, like I said, I really like Morning Bell, but I do like the Kid A version a bit more. 62, we have Bloom, one of the more jazzy songs off of The King of Limbs. Coming in at 61 is Nude. Now, this is really low for some people. A lot of people absolutely adore this track, and I 100% understand why. I wouldn't argue with anybody who says this is one of their top songs. But for me, it just hasn't really hit me too hard. I do appreciate the performance, though. Coming in at 60, Ripcord. There's a lot of Pablo Honey on here, and I'm not ashamed to say it. There's a lot of good alternative rock on that album, even if it's not their most innovative work. Coming in at 59 is Codex. One of the more touching songs on The King of Limbs. One of the more weird, somber piano pieces, too. I quite like everything about this song. It's just, I need to be in the mood for it. Coming in at 58, Stupid Car. One of my favorite from the really early days of Radiohead. This used to be a lot higher. It has dwindled on me a bit. But the Drill EP is definitely something special to listen to, and Stupid Car is a big reason why. Coming in at 57 is In Limbo. This song has always felt like the little brother to Optimistic, and unfortunately I don't think it's as good as Optimistic. That being said, it's a pretty solid song. Good part of Kid A. Not much negative to say here. Coming in at 56 is How I Made My Millions, another B-side. One of the more emotional Radiohead songs, piano-wise. Yeah. Coming in at 55 is Present Tense. Some of the best little acoustic work on the whole album of Moon-Shaped Pool. Coming in at 54 is Knives Out. A pretty solid track. Nothing too crazy about it, but nothing bad. It's a good song on Amnesiac. Coming in at 53, Talk Show Host. This is also from the Street Spirit thing, but it's also from the Romeo and Juliet thing. So, yeah. Some mixed feelings there. Some people like it, some people don't. I understand why. So, yeah. Coming in at 52 is Subterranean Homesick Alien from OK Computer. Subterranean Homesick Alien used to be one of my favorites, but it has dwindled a bit just because I feel like the song doesn't give as much the more you listen to it. But I will say the guitar work on this thing is phenomenal. Some of the best guitar work on the entire album. Coming in at 51, just barely making the top 50, is Punch Drunk Lovesick Sing-Along from the My Iron Lung EP. Great song. I really wish they revisited some of the more deep cuts on this EP. We are officially at the top 50, and coming in at number 50, Sail to the Moon, the highest ranking one from Hail to the Thief. Great piano stuff here. Great song. I love the vocal performance by Tom. Coming in at 49, oh my god. Oh no, you guys, man, spoiled it. Packed like sardines in a crushed tin box. The opener to Amnesiac. This song has grown on me a ton since I first heard it. It was really off-putting when I first heard it, but as time has gone on, I quite like it now. Coming in at 58 is Jigsaw Falling Into Place. A lot of people would put this higher, but this is still a solid track no matter how I look at it. I do think people do overhype it. Needless to say, great solid track from In Rainbows. Coming in at 47 is Pyramid Song, one of the more successful songs off of Amnesiac, one of the more praised songs for its odd piano timing. But needless to say, this song is solid, not much bad to say here. Coming in at 46 is the opener to In Rainbows 15 Step. 5-4. But at the end of the day, this is one of their most positive songs, one of their most uplifting songs, and I do get tired of it sometimes, but I quite like this song. Coming in at 45 is Lucky from OK Computer. Their most stadium rock sounding song, I would argue. Needless to say, pretty solid track with a great guitar lead. Coming in at number 44 is House of Cards. See, a lot of the In Rainbow songs fall into this middle section because I don't love them so much to the point where they're my favorite, but I don't dislike them. And this follows through with that. Coming in at 43 is You and Whose Army. One of my favorites off of Amnesiac. I really like the build-up, and I love the explosive ending of this song when all the strings and the whole full band comes in. I quite like that a lot. Coming in at number 42 is Airbag, the opener to OK Computer. Arguably one of Johnny Greenwood's best guitar riffs and one of the best opening riffs to an entire album. This song foreshadows everything OK Computer will give you. Coming in at 41 is Bones from the Bends. This song often also gets written off as being a little more cheesy, and I understand that. But to me, the driving bass line and Tom's vocal performance in the chorus is enough to boost this onto the top 50. In rounding off the 40s, at number 40 is Daydreaming. Obviously, this is one of the bigger songs off of A Moon-Shaped Pool, one of the more dreary songs, but probably one of the songs that represents the album the best. Coming in now in the 30s, now at 39, The Trickster from the My Iron Lung EP. Arguably one of their more Muse-sounding songs, even though this is before Muse, obviously. But The Trickster has some of their best guitar work. I quite like this song a lot. Coming in at 38 is All I Need from In Rainbows. This is one of the most beautiful songs on the album, without a doubt. I love the distorted bass from Colin Greenwood a ton. Coming in at 37 is Give Up the Ghost, one of my favorites from The King of Limbs. This is such a beautiful acoustic track with some good loops and samples throughout it. Tom really hit it out of the park with this song. Coming in at 36 is Permanent Daylight, my favorite from the My Iron Lung EP. Very 80s alternative sounding, but I do love the guitar tone on this song a ton, and I really wish they used more of that. Coming in at 35 is Lotus Flower, my favorite from The King of Limbs. I mean, this song to me is everything that The King of Limbs offers in one package. Good performance from Tom and a great instrumental. What else do you need? Coming in at 34, Body Snatchers from In Rainbows. I just love the fuzz on this song. I love the energy of this song. This is the most energetic Radiohead had been really since the 90s. I love this song. Coming in at 33 is the title track of Kid A, Kid A. Often another song that gets a little too criticized, but I do quite like the atmosphere. I like the distorted vocals. I just like everything about the whole atmosphere of this song, and it fits the album perfectly. Coming in at 32 is Like Spinning Plates. One of the strangest Radiohead songs out there due to its more reversed sound, but this is a song that grows on you the more and more and more you listen to it. Coming in at 31 is True Love Waits. Honestly, this kind of goes for both versions. I actually like both equally, just depending on my mood. Sometimes I like the acoustic version. Other times I like the A Moon-Shaped Pool version. Either way, True Love Waits is a solid song. Rounding off the 30s, at number 30 is Reckoner. One of the best from In Rainbows, without a doubt, with some excellent percussion. Phil Selway definitely blew it out of the water here. Now we're into the 20s. Coming in at 29. Bulletproof, I Wish I Was. A very slept-on acoustic ballad from the Bends. Excellent track here. I really, really, really love the backing vocals, and I really love the ambient guitar sounds throughout this song. Excellent. Very well put together. Coming in at 28 is Weird Fishes. I believe this is the highest one from In Rainbows. There's not too much negative to say here. The guitar work, the finger picking is phenomenal. Or I don't know if it's finger picking, but the single string picking. Great vocal performance. Just good concept. I love this song. Coming in at 27 is the notorious Creep. Now, love it or hate it, in my opinion, Creep is a great song. It's not their best, obviously, and I don't think it should be their biggest song. I don't think people should view them as a one-hit wonder, but I do think that it is a solid track that deserves more attention than people give it. I think a lot of people hate on it just because it's the most popular and Tom doesn't like it. But overall, solid track. Coming in at 26 is the National Anthem. One of the more hectic songs on Kid A, without a doubt. The very jazzy-inspired instrumental with the horns. It's such an experience. But we have officially reached the top 25, and coming in at number 25, Full Stop, from A Moon-Shaped Pool. Full Stop is one of the more unique songs on A Moon-Shaped Pool, without a doubt. And this song's a great one to hear live. I saw it live. I really just love the way the bass is and everything, and all the little guitar tones here and there. A very well put together song that I wish got more attention. And coming in at 24 is Karma Police. This may be one of their more accessible songs, but to me, Karma Police is a song that ages extremely well and becomes more and more relevant as time goes by. And I can't say that about many songs. Coming in at number 23 is You, the highest ranking one from Pablo Honey. I don't care what people say about Pablo Honey, but there is no denying that You is a real kick-ass opener with some great guitar work and great drumming. I love this song, and this I never get tired of this song. This song has probably aged the best on Pablo Honey. Coming in at 22 is Optimistic from Kid A. Optimistic to me is I just love the way the guitars on here, despite the album being very electronic, the guitar tone makes them fit in very well. It's a great little guitar riff, and the drumming on this song with the tom drums is just excellent to listen to, and the production is fantastic. Nothing bad to say about Optimistic. Coming in at 21, Planet Telex, the opener to the Bends, which is obviously, you guys are probably picking up on it, my favorite album of theirs. But I love the watery intro with really powerful drums and a really strong delivery from Tom. Great opener, one of their best openers. And we are officially now into the top 20. Coming in at 20, Climbing Up the Walls from OK Computer. What I like about Climbing Up the Walls is really the bass. When I saw this thing live, the whole arena was shaking because the bass was so strong. And in the studio, I love that little drum, the little snare drum kind of thing. Just everything about this song comes together. I love the ambient noises, the airiness of the song. Everything about it comes together well in the studio, and it comes together well live. Coming in at number 19 is Lift. Another song that wasn't really released until OK Not OK, and was going to be released as a single, but they refrained from doing it because they thought it was going to be too popular. But this song is excellent. I love this song, and I definitely understand why they thought this song would have been a massive hit. Coming in at number 18 is Burn the Witch, the opener to A Moon-Shaped Pool. The orchestra sounds on this thing make the song stand out from the majority of Radiohead's discography, and I just love this song. That's it. It's great. I love the different sounding drums. I love the bass. I love the strings. Great song. Coming in at number 17 is I Might Be Wrong, the highest ranking one from Amnesiac, but this song to me is massively slept on. I love the droningness of it, but I love how you have the ambient synths, but then you have the very dry guitar. It all comes together in the perfect package. Coming in at number 16 is Nice Dream from the Bends. If it wasn't for that little guitar solo, this may have gone a little lower, but the acoustic-driven song is excellent, and Johnny's guitar work really makes the whole Bends album move up a ton. Coming in at number 15, Exit Music for a Film from OK Computer. This is where Collins shines bright. You have the song which is majority of just Tom and acoustic, but then at the climax you get this really heavy pounding bass with some great fuzz on there. And it's just one of the best listening experiences you could ever imagine. Coming in at number 14 is Everything in Its Right Place. One of their more abstract and important songs of their entire career, considering this was the first song people heard after OK Computer. People were in for a surprise. And this song has aged extremely well and has definitely inspired my music a ton. Coming in at number 13 is High and Dry. Now, I know that this song often gets written off quite like Creep as being too poppy, but this song to me has aged much better than Creep and actually has some great vocals, and I really, really, really loved his falsetto in the chorus. This song may be simple, but it's great. And coming in at number 12 is No Surprises from OK Computer. This takes the little pop element that they have, but really masters it into a nice, kind of off-putting little thing here and there, which I just think is great. The music video is obviously iconic, but this song is like a lullaby, but a sad lullaby. Coming in at number 11 is the title track to The Bends. This song may be their most alternative, heavy song from the 90s, but it's just there's just something about it that keeps on bringing me back to it, and it's one of my favorite songs to play. I love this song. Coming in at number 10, Paranoid Android. I know a lot of people would put this towards the top. The only reason it's not higher is just because I feel like I've heard it so much that the charm has worn out quite a bit. But I still love all the parts. This is definitely their like masterpiece. It has a whole bunch of different sections, some great guitar work, some great everything. Everything comes together perfectly on this song. And now that we're on the top 10, I have almost nothing negative to say, and the list gets really hard to pinpoint from here. Coming in at number 9 is Idiotech. This song really blew my mind when I first heard it. The more dance driven, the more electronic kind of choppy sound is great. It really fits perfectly on Kid A, and the album would be empty without it. Coming in at number 8, Fake Plastic Trees. This was once my favorite Radiohead song, but for personal reasons it's not anymore. Needless to say, the song's dynamics make this one of their greatest songs. Coming in at number 7, How to Disappear Completely. One of their most beautiful songs. I just love the way the acoustic guitar bounces off the ambient noise, and I love the little bass line, the very melodic bass line, and it all comes together greatly. Coming in at number 6 is Street Spirit. Some of their best guitar work, some of the best cleaner guitar work, without a doubt. Um, and one of the catchiest choruses for it being as dark as it is. So we are officially now at the top 5, and coming in at number 5 is Just. This song may not be their most emotional song, but arguably one of their best musicianship ever. Love this song. Never gets old, and it's such a great song when you see it live. I haven't seen it live, unfortunately, but hopefully someday I do. And coming in at 4 is Let Down. This song is by far, in my opinion, the best on OK Computer. It may not be the most advanced, but to me it's just a well put together song. And the climax of this song is one of the best musical moments ever. Coming in at number 3 is My Iron Lung. I love this song to death. I love the twangy guitar. I love how the bass drives it, and then you get that really unexpected breakdown section. It's the whole thing is great. This is a flawless song. Coming in at number 2 is Motion Picture Soundtrack. This song, the only thing that's keeping this song from being number 1 is the fact that I need to be in the mood to listen to this, because it can be a downer. But the musicianship here, the organ, the strings, the harp, it's so beautiful and excellent. Nothing bad to say here. And my number 1 pick is a bit strange, but it's Black Star. To me, Black Star is everything I want in a Radiohead song, without a doubt. I love the instrumentation. I love the lyrics. I love his vocal performance, and it gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it. It may not be their most advanced song, but it's one of their best, and it's my favorite. That's my list. Those are my top 100 Radiohead songs. That's it